Hello YouTube, still out and about around Ennerdale Bridge. Got a few hours, so I've got a little 6 mile, sort of high level, circular route. Today's route just left Ennerdale Bridge and we're walking up the road towards Scarney Brow and the stone circle. Before we get to the stone circle, I'm going to turn off to the left, walk through the woods, coming out the other side, and carrying on up to the top of Crag Fell. Crag Fell, it's a Wainwright. Obviously done it a few times before, and it's about 1500 foot. From the summit of Crag Fell, going to come back down a hill, over the stream, and down into the woods surrounding Ennerdale Water, and then we'll just cut straight back to the village. The whole route, it's about 6 miles. I'm getting up towards the top of the first rise. We see the valleys opening out below us. You see in the distance the Rosewater Fells, above Cogger Moss, Scale Fell. You see Herdus and Great Bourne, that huge lump that's next to the lake. Behind Great Bourne, in the clouds, that's the mass above Buttermere and Crummock Water. Cloud base at the moment is just over 1500 foot. When I woke up this morning, it was below 1000 foot. You always judge this because of how much of Crag Fell is in cloud from the back window. Just over a mile out of the village and turned off the road and started to climb up through the woods. Forestry Commission notice at the start is Heckbarley, and we're following the public footpaths and the bridleways to get ourselves up on the ridge below Crag Fell. So walking up through the woods, you hear the birds singing and it's lovely and quiet. And I was just thinking about this pack on my back and how little I've got in it today. It's only a short walk, it's only about 6 miles, and it's a walk I've done many times before, but I'm coming up into the Lakeland Fells. Perhaps I'm underprepared. I've got no food, I've got no first aid kit, I've not bought a map or a compass. My phone was a bit low when I left, so it's in my backpack right now, taking charge off a battery charger. So if fog comes down, I've got my phone and the OS app to get me off. But other than that, I've just got a down jacket and a waterproof, as well as a bottle of water. Is that enough, do you think, for an afternoon on the fells? Tell me in the comments, what do you take when you go on an afternoon's walk? We're getting towards the top of this rise, but taking a quick breather, I'm going to have a quick look out through the gap in the trees across the valley. Village of Ennerdale Bridge was below us, but it's dipped out of sight now. And we can see up towards Cockermouth, and beyond that the sea, and in the far distance, I don't know if you can see, but there are the hills and mountains of Scotland. And as we pan around, see them heading out towards Castle Douglas and eventually Stranraer. But we're coming back in distance on the mainland. We can see the rooftops of Whitehaven glistening in the distance. So just coming up out of the woods, and still see the valley stretching out below us out towards Whitehaven, and beyond that the Irish Sea, and I think I can just make out the northern tip of the Isle of Man. But more interestingly, ahead of us is the summit of Grike. Wasn't planning on going up there today. The walk from Grike across to Crag Fell can be very, very boggy, but it's Wainwright, it's there, why not do it? Especially as we look across the valley. Just in the clouds is Wope, and beyond that Lingmel. Normally you come out to do these fells, you'd do Grike and Crag Fell and Lingmel and walk off along the ridge, which you can see behind those trees, back down to towards Ennerdale Bridge. But today we'll settle ourselves with 2 out of the 3. Let's get to the top of Grike. So you come up the bridleway, you can see behind me there's a gate and a stile. We're going over that stile. If you brought your furry 4-legged friend with you, there's a good big dog gate there. Anyway, we're going to carry on up the hill. As we approach the summit of Grike, we've got another stile to go over. So ready to the top of Grike, and the hills have just opened out as we got to the top here. Beyond Herdus, the clouds just lifting off the top of Grassmore. You see Hope Go Ahead and Grisdale Pike behind, even make out Rannerdale Knots. So I'm starting to see a long way today. However, just beyond this windbreak is our next objective. Our next objective being Crag Fell, walking down from Grike into the lowest part between Grike and Crag Fell. The ground is slightly damp, not as damp as it normally is. It just shows how dry the spring has been this year. Obviously we can see standing water, but walking across it is still relatively firm. Normally, and at other times of the year, you could be up to your knees in this. And as we come to the stile, it's got particularly boggy, and see people have dismantled fences and parts of the stile just to get something firm to put the feet on. Not just there, but you can see on the other side there's old fence posts, and they've had to reconstruct the stile. Obviously it makes it more substantial and a lot firmer, but even so, is it really justified to break up bits of the countryside just to stop you getting your feet wet? Tell me in the comments, what do you think? So here we are on top of Crag Fell. Can't remember how high it is exactly. I'll put something up in the screen up there somewhere, but it's above 1500 foot. It's the highest point of the day, and if we look across we can see Loweswater Fells, Gavel Fell, Flowerson Pass, and moving around to Herdus and Great Bourne, Starling Dodd, Red Pike, just got a bit of sun on it and the cloud just scraping across, but look above the ridge between Great Bourne and Starling Dodd, you can see Whiteley's Pike, and going up onto the Grassmore range above the Coaldale Round. Lots and lots of sunshine. Bit grey in the Ennerdale Valley down below us, and the top of Pillar is covered in clag, as is Scope Fell and Haycock and Core Fell. In fact, Looks like the clouds just about to dip onto Iron Crag in front of us, where we camped last year. I think it's time to follow the path back to the village. So as we come down off Crag Fell, we say goodbye to the Wainwrights for today. We're going to follow this path down, which go down to the into that little valley down there. Stream runs down, and from there up and over and back down into the valley. As I'm about halfway down the hill, and there's only the boring bit through the fell forest to go through, and then from there it's about a mile back to the village. So I'm going to sign off here. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen, and if you have, hit the thumbs up. If you haven't, drop us a comment in the comments box and tell us what you didn't like. We'll try and do things different next time. These ways, if you do want to see some more, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell as well. That way you get notified every time I drop a new video. I try and drop videos once a week, generally over the weekend. Once again, thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch you later.